Just imagine of sending your kids in the morning to school, but you are not sure whether you will see them in the evening as they come from school. You are not sure whether they will find you home in the evening. Imagine of seeing your wife, your husband, your loved ones going to work in the morning, but you're not sure whether you will see them in the evening. You're not sure whether you will reunite again in the evening. You are not really sure whether you'll ever see them again in your life. Today, the Trump administration plans to review 55 million people with U.S. visa. That is 6% of the U.S. population. To uncover the possible violations. And among the violations they are talking of, we have this: criminal convictions as aggravated felonies, moral turpitude crimes, drug offenses, visa violations, that is overstay, unauthorized work, unlawful presence or entry, immigration fraud, misrepresentation, national security or public safety threats, being a public charge. That's the Trump administration. That's their plan. That's what they are planning to do. And I have just learned of this video. It's really disgusting that what they are just planning, they are already doing it. See it here.
Yo no tengo nada, señor. Señor, yo no, por favor. Yo no debo nada, papi. Yo no debo nada. 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 Yo estoy trabajando. Yo no debo nada. 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 Yo trabajo. Yo quiero estar con mi familia. Yo quiero estar con mi familia. Yo vengo de trabajar. Por favor. Yo vengo de trabajar. Yo quiero estar con mi familia. Yo no soy criminal. 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 Yo quiero estar con mi familia. Brother. 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 Hermano. Vámonos, maldito. Llévame, hijo. Ya. Ya. Me está lastimando. Me está lastimando. Me está lastimando.
All right. The gentleman is screaming, "I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal. Why are you arresting me? I'm not a criminal." But the problem I have seen from him, the gentleman is speaking Spanish and is screaming, "I'm not a criminal." This is what's going on in the US lately, currently. ICE, police, everyone, our security agencies are arresting people. First, because they are criminals. Second, they are illegals. Third, they have to be deported. That's fine. Everyone welcomed that. And we elected Donald J. Trump for that, to deport all the illegal aliens from the US. All right? But no one knew it will escalate to this extent where it has reached right now. Many people never thought of seeing exactly this. Now, let me talk about this before we go. When you know you are not a criminal, brother, don't bother yourself to run away from the security agencies. Just cool down, because you know inside you are not a criminal. Cool down, cool down. Let them arrest you, take them for interrogation, and they'll prove you were a criminal, not a criminal. All right? But don't dare try to run away from them or fight them. That's against the laws, and I can't support it. Just cool down, give yourself to them. They arrest you, they take you where they want to take you, and you'll be interrogated. At the end of the day, you'll be a winner. So don't try to hurt yourself, try to run away. They can shoot you, you can lose your life just because you feel fear. So don't fear them. They are fellow human beings, they are our fellow American people. And you never know, some of them might be immigrants, whether came in here legally or illegally. But what I know, some of them must be or may be immigrants. So there is a video here I want us to first look at. It's about this new brand. There is even an advert. How Trump is going to do this. Yeah? Under Secretary of State. This is new. Look at this video.
Across the farming towns to big cities, ICE and DHS under Secretary Kristi Noem are ripping families apart and creating chaos. Daytime raids, middle of the night arrests, all while ignoring our civil liberties. Mothers taken from doorsteps, fathers with no criminal records disappeared on their way to work. Children left behind. Trump and Noem promised to go after criminals. They lied and are now forcing our law enforcement to do something they didn't sign up for. This is not what we voted for. Trump's approval ratings are plunging, with majorities opposing workplace raids and mass deportations. Poll after poll shows Americans saying enough. Our own member of Congress, silent, turning a blind eye to this mess and refusing to hold Kristi Noem and ICE accountable. This moment defines us. Will you let our civil liberties erode, your neighbors disappear, or will you fight to protect our families' rights to stay together? Visit stopnoem.com to call your representative and demand they do their job.
That is a
Wow. There we go. Do you remember where we started? Imagine in the morning you are seeing your kids going to school, but you don't know, even them, they don't know whether they will find their dad home. You don't know whether they will find you home or you will see them in the evening as they come from school. You are seeing your loved ones, your wife, your husband, your fiancé going to work, but you are not sure whether you will see them in the evening, because people are being arrested on the way, on the streets, in the market, in the store, in court. What's exactly going on? Have you seen the video I saw you as we were starting? The guy who was speaking Spanish being arrested, and he's screaming, "I'm not a criminal." But almost 7-8 guys were trying to arrest this gentleman. Yes, some people are violent. Yeah, they try to beat our officers. Some people are bad. But do we need this? I'm just asking my mind. Have you ever thought of a situation that an immigrant will one day sit in the office and deport fellow immigrants? Have you ever thought of that in your life? Why I'm telling you this? Most of us here, we are immigrants. Whether you were born here, you are not an illegal American. You are an immigrant, a son, a daughter of an immigrant. All right? So your descent is not American. You are a descent of Europe. You are a descent of Asia. You are a descent of Africa. You are a descent of Middle East. You are a descent of anywhere around the world. Though you are a born American, but you are a descent of somewhere else, meaning you are not a real American. There were some people who were here, the Red Indians, those are the real Americans who own this country. But all of us here were as a product of immigration. This is a land of immigrants. All right? So our fellow immigrants are sitting in the office to deport their fellow immigrants. Even if you try today to look in Donald Trump's family or house, his father was an immigrant. So meaning Donald J. Trump, our president, is the son of an immigrant. He became an American because of an immigrant who came from Europe, Italy, to US, right? And that immigrant gave birth to the president of US. If that immigrant was not allowed here, meaning we wouldn't have had our beloved president, Donald J. Trump. Are you getting me? So, all of us here, we are as a product of immigration. Yes, we are born here. You can say, me, I'm an American. I was born here. Yes, we are born here. You were a true American. But where is your descent? All right? Where is your descent? That is because your descent, that is your origin. That's where your true origin. All right? So, just imagine. Those who were left to live here and produce from here, yeah, even their kids to become real Americans, now they are using that privilege that was given to them to deny it to other immigrants. I want you to get me clear here. I support the people who came in here legally, all right? And even those people who maybe came here illegally, all right? But they worked on the process of becoming Americans, all right? And no matter how it went, how they came in here, because you don't know the circumstances why they came in here, because they went through courts and they proved to courts how they came here and why they want to be Americans. I'm talking of good people, yeah, who love this country, who are taxpayers, all right, who are not criminals, who are not wife bearers, who are not rapists, yeah, who are not terrorists, who are not extremists. No, I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking only those people who are good people, who came here to chase the American dream. No matter how they came in here, but after they came here, they are peaceful, they are loving, all right? They are hardworking, they are paying taxes. Those people, me, I think, as me, they are good Americans, and we should embrace them, all right? But for those people who came in here illegally, they are criminals, gang members, killers, rapists, wife bearer. Bro, we don't have space for you. Better go back where you came from. Let those be taken back, all right? For the good people, law-abiding Americans, for them, I think it's better to stay, all right? For the bad, be deported. Now, let's continue to watch this video, because there's a certain group of people being targeted to get out of the US, all right? Intentionally or not intentionally. But what will be the end results, the end goal, all right? Now, we want to see, to open our minds widely, because you might be here chanting, no, me, I'm American. I'm an American. I was born here. Yes, bro. But you can be a victim when your dad, who gave birth to you, and your mom, they are not Americans. The way they came in here, you know or you don't know, they can be found in this new system of reviewing that your parents, they came in here illegally and they are liable to violation of the US visa. So they might be deported. And you will stay here crying. So meaning you might be a victim of this process. That's why I'm trying to open your minds and your eyes to don't first judge me or judge what I'm saying, but first think of the whole process. What if it comes to you? What we're talking about here, you've seen a gentleman being arrested on the street. He was driving, just arrested. Yeah? Now just think, if that is your father, if that's your brother, if that is your wife, all right? You see, no one is safe right now. We need to organize it as we speak right now, and we do something, because it's beyond what we expected. Yes, we elected Donald J. Trump to do exactly what he is doing. He has done. Bro, look here. The border security is now 100%. I love it. I thank him because he has done it. Nobody is questioning that. He has deported illegal aliens. Wonderful. I support that and we thank him. All right? And we talk of deporting illegal aliens. Illegal, bad people, dangerous people, drug dealers. Those are bad people. Let's watch the video.
New ad from the group Voto Latino calling out Republican lawmakers over the Trump administration's approach to immigration enforcement. And the president and CEO of Voto Latino, Maria Teresa Kumar, joins us now. Maria, it's always good to see you. I was struck watching that ad. It's actually the argument that some conservatives, I'm thinking about Joe Rogan, other podcasters, have been making, saying, yeah, we've voted for you to get out the murderers and the rapists, like you said. Who would disagree with that? We didn't vote for you to go and round up people in parking lots at Home Depots or at schools and churches and places like that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's what I've been talking of. We elected Donald J. Trump to deport the bad people, the murderers, wife bearers, rapists, killers, gang members. All right? Those who are threatening our security. Those who are terrifying our societies, but not peaceful immigrants. No matter how they came in here, because you don't know why they came from where they came from. It was hot. And they said, no, let me go to US. Maybe there I'll chase the American dream. They came here, they are good citizens, they are paying taxes, they are good workers, their wives, their husbands, right? They are fathers, they are mothers, and you are separating them from their children, from their families, from their wives, from their husbands, because you want your number of deportation to be bigger than any president. But you are hurting thousands, millions and millions of people. Oh, no.
And that's exactly right. So this ad is part of a conversation that we've been having now with Congress, to the best of our ability now, since what happened with Senator Padilla back in June. Right after that, what we did is we basically identified 75 organizations, civil rights organizations, nonpartisan, and we're demanding an oversight hearing from Congress to do their job. So this ad launches now. We're saying, Congress, you are abdicating your responsibility. So now we have identified 13 members of Congress who have highly independent voters saying this crosses a line. Joe Rogan is not the only one that is sounding the alarm, but it's because nobody wants militarization of our urban and rural areas under the guise of enforcement. We know that the Trump administration has secured the border. Good for him. He's done what he set out to do, but this is an extreme. One of the things that we're learning now as people prepare to go back to school, there's this crisis right now in mental health among 3, 4, 5-year-olds because they're afraid that when they come back, their parent won't be home.
Wonderful. meaning the president was elected to give us peace, yeah, to cure the mindset, to cure the mental health of our kids, is now accelerating the disease. Mental health. People are now, kids are now suffering from mental health just because of the president who elected Laughing to do the job. Now, he's doing a job surpassing what we expected him to do. He's passing through his limits. Yeah? It's like he wants to praise himself. You see me? I'm the best. Yay! Even he can run past himself. And that's dangerous. Yeah, you are creating a problem right now in the US.
That's an unnecessary crisis. That's a self-inflicting crisis. And you talk about the parents and the children as they prepare for school. Then there's the American kid that both their parents are here, are U.S. citizens, saying, wait a second, but my friend now is under duress. What does that mean? What kind of communities are we creating? So this is an opportunity for us to have a frank conversation saying, we believe that people should follow the rule of law, but you're going to such an extreme that you are terrorizing our communities unnecessarily, all for theatrics.
And by the way, I only use the Joe Rogan example because it shows that even people are generally supportive of this president say on this, you've gone too far,
That's exactly
Mr.
right.
President.
Well, for the very
Now, look here. I think in what? If we are talking of mental health, yes? If we are talking of hurting the young Americans, those kids who are born here, who are Americans, like you, like me, like anybody of us, you are hurting them, you are causing diseases to them, meaning you are hurting them. You are to a disease to them. All right? Now, what's the difference between those illegal aliens we are deporting from here? Those illegal aliens who have been beating wives, harassing, killing our people, raping women, all right? Those gang members, those are unsettling our societies, our communities. Now, what's the difference? Because some kids are suffering from mental health because their dad was killed by an illegal immigrant. Yeah? They are suffering from mental health because their mom was killed, was raped by an immigrant, an illegal immigrant in their presence. All right? Their grandma, their grandpa was killed, was raped, was harassed. Okay? The gangs, bad people, beaten up, killed their father, their mother, their grandpa, their grandma in their presence, meaning they are sick. They have a disease upstairs because of an illegal immigrant, all right? An illegal alien. Now, the one who came in promising to save us from mental health is now accelerating mental health. Now, where's the difference? Bro, I'm here. I want us to widen, to open our minds wider. I mean wider than what you think. I want us to get a difference right now between an illegal alien who was causing mental health, mental problems, mental diseases to our kids, to our American people, and the one who is doing exactly the same. What's the difference there?
first time in almost 15 years, 79% of Americans actually believe that we need to have some sort of just immigration reform. And get this, with a pathway to citizenship for people who have been here for at least 10 years. Because they recognize that they are the fabric of our communities. You are speaking now to, you're going to elder care facilities. They can't find workers to take care of our elderly. They can't find people that are actually willing to come in and pick our food because farm workers are afraid. So when we talk about this idea of tariffs and the implications of stagflation, one of the undercurrents of stagflation that people are now, economists are talking about now, is this idea that we're not going to have enough immigrants to work. And that is going to be the broadest indicator paired with the tariffs that we're expecting.
And by
Now, it's what I've been saying, what I've said before. Now the president and the administration, Secretary Rubio, they are causing a bigger problem, a very big problem to the US. If we run out of workers who can take care of our hereditary people, our hereditary community, are they not going to die with no one taking care of them? You see what we are creating? You see where we are going? If people are now fair to get out of their homes, that when I try to go out to do my job, to look after our elderly people, they can find me on the way and get arrested. The video I saw you in the beginning. They can get me on the way, get arrested, not come back home. Let me better stay in my house. I will not go out there. Or I will call for deliveries, but I'm not going out. All right? And then our elderly people start dying rapidly. Who would have caused that death? Is that gentleman or anybody who led to that? Is he not a criminal? Is he a good citizen of this country? Does he love this country? Does he love the people of this country? Because when you are the problem, the cause of someone's death, meaning you are judged the same way illegal aliens are judged. All right? Let's put in line things that are helping this country, not things that are tearing apart this nation.
The way reports over the past few days about the rising cost of groceries, because again, immigrants being taken out of workplaces to do that. So earlier this morning, we showed this headline talking about how Israel is moving in on taking over Gaza, West Bank settlements exploding, and talking about the Arab Americans in Michigan that talked about Genocide Joe. Oh, he's so terrible, Joe Biden, so terrible. And this is what we have. I mean, you and we talked around the table before the election, saying this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And yet, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance's numbers among Hispanics went up much higher than most Republicans. So why is that?
Yeah.
And why do I occasionally see people whose families have been torn apart going, they're shocked that Donald Trump did what he said he was going to do. And by what I said, I remember, I think it was a Michigan rally, he talked about bloody, he used the word bloody mass deportation.
Well, he had his whole convention surrounded by mass deportation. There was not a sign that you'd not see that had mass deportation. And it was actually our Jacob Scarfoff that actually said, this is actually wrong. Like, he was sounding the alarm.
So why did his numbers go up with Hispanics?
The number one reason that Latinos switched from left to right was economics. I will tell you, we did focus groups in April of last year, and we had this one young man from Arizona stands out. He was 22 years old, baggage claim carrier, and he said, my rent is too high. And my follow-up question to him was like, okay, too high. What does that mean to you? I'm trying to balance between whether or not I can actually budget a meal or 2 meals a day. 22 years old. He's talking about issues that he did everything right. He went to community college. He has a union-paying job, and he can't afford to eat.
Well, I think obviously that that's the case overall. But you also look at the counties along the Texas-Mexico border, Hispanics breaking for Donald Trump in a historic fashion for Republicans along the border. Why is that?
So because there was an influx of people that we hadn't seen since the last century. And towards the end of the Biden administration,
the chaos.
You saw it. But then all of a sudden, you also had people on the progressive side telling people that they wanted to abolish ICE. Well, you know what one of the number one job industries are across the border? Good paying job? It's the gas and oil and ICE. And when you go now to the southern border and you talk to these communities, they don't believe that this is what they voted for, that he is stepping way too far. And when you look at Kristi Noem and the fact that she has witnessed ICE agents handcuff a pregnant U.S. citizen and ice her away and not stop that, this is going to say, the people are saying she is actually over her skis. She is not doing her job. She does not have oversight. When you're hearing story after story of U.S. citizens being detained, of U.S. children being sent back to a country that they do not know by accident, those are not accidents. That's by design. When you hear and you've witnessed what's happening in Alligator Alcatraz, this idea that they want to frighten people so badly with giving them food that is basically spoiled with feces and worms, that is not what we signed up for. And right now in the United States, the DHS, the U.S. Congress approved one of the largest budgets that actually competes with some countries' military. That's the size of it. We're witnessing the militarization of our cities and our rural communities in ways we haven't seen under the guise of enforcement. And I think it's a moment for Americans to wake up and say, this is actually not what we signed up for.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just imagining let's all of us first look into our families, our homes. Who is your wife? Who is your husband? All right? Who is your friend? Let's first look into ourselves to know exactly what we are talking about. But we need to know the reality. Let's look in President Trump's family house. Let's look in J.D. Vance's house. Is it clean? Trump's house, is it clean? Are there some people that are eligible or are going to be deported from their families, from their houses? Or for them, they will not touch their families, they will not touch their houses, but they are going for other families, other houses. Just imagine someone who is the citizen of US, all right, as a result of birth, that she was born here by an immigrant who came in here. Which way, I don't know, but he came in here as an immigrant and gave birth to a son or a daughter of an immigrant, but a U.S. citizen, right? Is the one sending away U.S. citizens who were born here, but because they were born by an immigrant, they are not supposed to be Americans. He's depriving them from their right to be Americans. It was not their choice to be born here. It was God's choice. As she was born here by God's choice, not by his or her choice. All right? So, for him, he's getting the privilege of enjoying being an American citizen by birth from immigrants or an immigrant, all right? But he doesn't want other U.S. citizens born here by immigrants or an immigrant to enjoy that same privilege. Why are they doing this?
Yeah, the big lie was that it was about criminals. And we know now that it's not about criminals. The numbers they're trying to deport, the vast majority of the people they're going to deport are people who are working hard, playing by the rules, paying taxes, trying to be good American citizens.
By the way, Claire, a number I saw the other day, 74% of the people that have been arrested, detained, fit that description.
That's exactly right.
And the icing is that they're now arresting people who are coming to make themselves subject to court orders. People are showing up at the courthouse to do what they're supposed to do when they come in this country and have their cases adjudicated by a judge, and they are dismissing the cases so they can arrest the people to get their numbers up, and including recently a 6-year-old boy and his mother. Off they went. So I guess it's frustrating to me, and I know it was economics. But is it risky what they're doing in Texas? Is there really a sense in the Latino community that Trump has gone too far and that they're afraid? I mean, I have a relative who is engaged to a young woman who is an American citizen from Colombia. And they are afraid, she and her family that are citizens are delivering groceries to people in their church because they're afraid to go to the grocery store.
They're afraid to go to the store. I mean,
are we seeing a shift back? I mean, do you really think that's going to happen?
Well, this is...
Yeah, you said it right. You said it right. You just put it in this context. All right? Someone who came in here illegally, but he has been, he violated the visa. His visa expired. But he has been here for over 10 years. He's in court trying to be an American, a legal American, as by the law. All right? And he's not a criminal. He's not a drug dealer. He's not a wife bearer. He's not a rapist. He is not a killer, a murderer. No, he's a good citizen who is paying taxes, who loves this country and loves the people of this country. All right? He's in court. But because he has come to court to be a legal American, to be an American legally, you arrest him or you abduct him because you want your numbers to go bigger, to praise you that Trump's administration was the administration that deported the highest, the biggest number of immigrants. That's the goal.
One of the things that all we do in Voto Latino is we do analysis. And what we did find is that the number one voter in the Latino community was the non-voter. 31% of Latinos who voted in 2020 sat it out. And that's because they didn't believe Trump's politics, but they also felt that Democrats weren't meeting them where they are. And what they're looking for right now is what is happening right now in the Latino community is an opportunity for mass mobilization. I started my work at Voto Latino because I grew up in California under Proposition 187, which basically was Pete Wilson saying the problem in California is the immigrant that lives next door. Just like myself, millions of young Latinos and young Asians organized their parents and their families to become U.S. citizens to register to vote, and California stopped being a swing state. It became blue. We used that model to go to Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, and Texas. That's been Voto Latino's model. And we've been able to mobilize folks at massive opportunities to actually say, look, stand up for who you are and that we're Americans. This campaign of Stop Nome does just that. We identify 13 congressional vulnerable Republicans with a large community of both Latino but independent voters and say, now's the time for you to demand that your congresswoman gets to work and to safeguard our civil liberties. Because yes, they start with Latinos and people that look undocumented for whatever that means, but that's not where they want to end. They want to end with any person that basically tries to obstruct and speak truthfully to what's happening to our government. Joe, that's what you've been talking about all morning, is how far-reaching this administration is because they have no intention of actually having balance and oversight. That's unacceptable. We should all be angry, but we should also be using our opportunity to mobilize and talk to our neighbors.
Well, and I'm so glad you're talking to Congress. I saw one of these things that made me want to jump out of my skin. The bottom one was Nome blocking congressional oversight of ICE facilities. Again, I don't want to keep talking about, quote, the way it was. But I will tell you, if somebody told me I couldn't go into an ICE facility, I would be in the ICE facility by night. And if I weren't in the ICE facility by night, I'd make their life so difficult with another group of Republicans and Democrats that would get in the ICE facility. People have to start fighting. They pay.
Yes.
They pay for the ICE facilities. They pay. Congress pays for the salaries. They pay for the equipment. They pay for the fuel. They pay for the cars. They pay for everything. Congress pays for everything, and yet they're just sitting back, going, "Oh well, they said we can't go through that." No, you don't. You can't do that. They've got the checkbook. It's kind of like when kids, they say, "Hey, I need money for this." No, you don't. No, you don't. I've got the checkbook. No, trust me, you don't need money for that. You're not going to get it. I mean, Congress needs to flex its muscles.
And ask yourself why DHS doesn't want oversight of those facilities. President of Voto Latino, Maria Teresa Kumar, great conversation. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I think what we must do, as me and you, as we human beings, let's be human, all right? Let's promote love. Let's love each other, one another. Because we are in this world as passerby, this is not our home. We're all going to leave this earth. No one will stay here forever. No one. No one. We are all going. And this world was given to us by Lord God for us to eat it, to enjoy it, all right, to develop it. So, if someone is a good immigrant who came in here illegally, but is abiding to the laws of this country and is respecting the laws of this country, I think that person deserves to be an American. Why? We don't own this country. No one owns this country. This is a land of immigrants. Most of us here, we are immigrants. We are here as a result of migration. Our parents, our grandpas migrated, our grandmothers, our grannies migrated from anywhere, from any part of the world. They migrated to US, meaning most of us, we are here as a result of immigration. So if for you, you are here as a result of immigration, because your parents migrated to this country, because your grandpa and or grandma migrated to this country, and as a result you were born as an American, why are you denying other people, other coming Americans, not to get the opportunity you got to be called Americans, to enjoy the freedom, to enjoy the love, to chase the American dream? Why don't you want other people to enjoy what you are enjoying? Because even you are here as a result of immigration, all right? So, let's just be immune. Let's just be human. Let's love each other, all right? Let's promote brotherlyhoodness. And what we must fight are the bad people, because they are not good to me. I'm an immigrant. They are not good to you, the citizen or the born American. They are bad people, all right? Let's join our hands to fight those bad gangs, those bad groups, those rapists, those wife bearers, all right? Those killers, murderers. Let's fight those bad people to get out of our society, to get out of our country. But for the good people, the taxpayers, let's embrace them. Let's love them. Let's welcome them. Let them be Americans. Because we needed them. We needed them. We needed each other. And by the way, no one owns this country. Know that. No one owns it. It's for everybody. And this is a free world. You can get from here and you go anywhere around the world and BST is not there. Anyone can come from anywhere and come to and be a citizen of the US, so long as they do respect the laws of this country. That's all.